Welcome back to Central News. The time is fast approaching for the ITM Cup season to kick off, so we thought it fitting to catch up with the Bay of Plenty Steamers coaches and assistant coach, Sean and Paul. They join me now. Sean, thanks for coming on the show today. Now, before we get started, tell us about how long the team has been preparing for the season.
For this year, the full-timers have been together since January. They work around their club commitments. So what they tend to do is focus on the conditioning side and then just certain rugby specifics. So for a lot of the guys, it's been a long wait. You know, they're anxious to obviously play pretty well and take the opportunity. But it's been a 5 to 6 month period for them.
It's quite a lot of preparation that goes into it. And Paul, how have you been preparing the players for the season?
Well, as Sean said, it sort of started from the end of last season with the rehab, and then we started in January with our strength and conditioning, and gradually over the last couple of months we've been doing more rugby-specific training. So just with the teamwork and from my role looking after the backs, going through different back moves, different options, and defensive plays.
And with all this prep, what focus are the players going to be going into the ITM Cup with?
The focus is probably the position specific, so anywhere from a prop to a fullback. So they really start honing on those skills, and that's what we've been doing probably in the last couple of weeks. So they're focused on what they want to do position wise. As a team, we've obviously been achieving pretty well what we believe in the last couple of years. So it's a condensed format this year. It's only 7 weeks long. There's 10 games in 7 weeks. So we're wanting to improve in last year. We believe we're good enough to be in the top four, and if you're good enough to be in the top four, you just never know what could happen. So the boys are got quite a bit of belief in where we're going to go.
That's excellent. And apart from the games played in and around the Bay, how else are the boys getting into the community, as the Bay of Plenty Rugby Union is a big community involvement thing?
Yes, so the boys do a lot of promotions during the year. I think the public don't know a lot about what they do. They go to a lot of schools during the year, and also work with a lot of our sponsors, go to sponsors' functions. So through their trainings during the week, a lot of their time is taken up with going to the schools and the likes. And the boys love doing that. They go to schools, play a bit of touch with the kids, help the fan base and get out there and spread the word.
Sean, what can you tell us about the game tomorrow in Katikati against Taranaki?
It should be good. It should be really good. The community's got right in behind it, and it's great that the schools have been let out early. They've got some pre-sold tickets. The ground's in great nick. Our team are definitely pretty keen to obviously perform pretty well, but just looking forward to the occasion. It's the first time the Steamers have been in Katikati, so it's a real community feel, but we've got everybody's backing, so that's great.
Great excitement for Katikati. And now the question for you, Paul. What opportunities does tomorrow's game provide for the 15 you have selected? Yeah,
well, it's the 22 really with the reserves that should all get game time as well. Really, tomorrow's game and next week's game, Friday's game and next week's game, everyone's got an opportunity to prove themselves and to try and make the squad. So after the games, we do a lot of video analysis on how the players went. We give them feedback. And it just helps us make sure that we're making the right decisions when the Steamers get named.
And the Steamers are named on the 30th, I understand. Are you expecting there to be many changes?
We've got our full-time guys at the moment, which are PU guys, and there's probably about 15 of them. Then we've got about 10 other guys to come in from Super Rugby and another new couple of recruits. So, there's still opportunities for a couple of places. But what we tend to do in these trials, it's about the focus on our quality depth. So we've got some real good young guys coming through in our academy. So, these kind of 2 trial games are all about them in theory, and also the PU guys that are here full-time to really step up and have that leadership role while we're missing our super players. So I don't think too many, but there are a couple of positions available for guys.
And now, Paul, with the season being quite a lot shorter and with the amount of games being played, how are you going to ensure that there's the endurance with the players?
Yeah, well, with the short season, it's more about the preparation before the season. That's why we have been working hard with our strength and conditioning. And then also we've been having a few evening trainings with the players, because in season it's more about recovery and organisation, because we can't do a lot of contact work in season when we're playing 3 games in 8 days. Guys will be getting a lot of knocks. We have to look after the bodies. So really it's about the preparation we do now before the season. I think that'll show how well we go in season.
Thanks, guys, for coming on the show. Well, there you go. If you're in Katikati tomorrow, head down to Moore Park at 2:30pm for the kickoff. After the break, Amanda catches up with Warren King from Ag Research talking about the black beetle.